Number 9 is I want to work on, y'all pray for me when it comes to this one, but I really want to have what is up, guys? My name is Tequila, and welcome back to the Wonderfully Made in Christ YouTube channel. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on a video every single time I upload. And if you end up enjoying this video, make sure you give your girl a big ol' thumbs up and help out the channel. Anyway, guys, let's just jump right into the video. Today we're going to be talking about 10 ways that I'm hoping to have a fall reset this coming fall. So fall is very fastly approaching. I believe fall officially will be September 23rd. So this coming Saturday. But already I think we're kind of like getting into the swing of the fall season. So yeah, I thought I'd come on here and just post a video about what I'm hoping to do to have kind of just like a fall reset. So this is just going to be like a hodgepodge of different things and habits and mindsets I hope to have this fall. So number 1 is writing down things that I want to release. This is something that I feel like I've been doing here and there for the past few weeks, and I honestly have found it quite helpful. I've talked about on this channel before just how I find just writing to be just very therapeutic and very helpful. And so basically what I do with this, so sometimes I'm very much so like a person who can get very caught up in just like holding on to different things and to carrying different things that ultimately I, wasn't meant to carry. And so sometimes it really helps me to kind of like have a release and let go of different things. What helps me is to physically write down the things that I'm choosing to let go of. And I typically try to write down about 3 things. So I guess just to talk about some things that I've written down here as of late, or that come up for me. So an example would be, okay, like I choose to let go of holding on to tension in my body. That's something I've written down before. I choose to let go of control. I choose to let go of fear of the future. And so, yeah, this is just and sometimes even after I do this, like I just feel lighter in my spirit. So, yeah, I challenge you or encourage you. If this is something that sounds interesting to you, definitely try it out and let me know how it goes. Number 2, so along kind of that same vein, I want to write down also the things that I want to hold on to. So if I'm going to let go of some things, there's also some things that I need to be willing to hold on to that are going to be like my anchor. So some things that I have written down, or some things I could see myself writing down, would be like, I choose to hold on to the fact that the Lord loves me. That has been one that I've just had to continue to write. It's come up more than once, because I don't know about you guys, but sometimes, the enemy makes different accusations and makes us, or he can sometimes make us question the Lord's love for us. Or I've been in that situation before. However, when it's like you confront that with truth and you physically write that down or even physically say that out loud, it's like that grip that the enemy is trying to have on you, it can't help but to weaken. So that's one that's come up for me a lot. So one of the things I might say I'm going to hold on to is I choose to hold on to hope for the future. I choose to hold on to the people in my life that love me. Of course, like with all things, a lot of things in life you have to hold with like a loose grip, because obviously like people change, people can abandon you, ultimately. I know that's kind of sad to think about, but it is just kind of truthful. So a lot of things I try to write down are really things that relate to my faith in the Lord, and things that I know will never change. Like it'll never change that like the Lord loves me. It'll never change that I have hope in the Lord. It'll never change that I can depend on what the Lord says in his word. So I try to make the things that I hold on to, that I physically write down, more centered around that. And so that's just helpful for me. Number 3 thing that I kind of want to do and to reset, I guess, kind of this fall season, is going to bed earlier. I've really just noticed, like, just more in my adult life, the more I get enough sleep, just the better of and a happier of a human being I am and I feel. So yeah, I do not do the best job of this, but guys, it really is healthy to get a solid 8 hours of sleep. A lot of us don't do that. I hardly ever do that. I'm blessed if I get like 7.5 hours, which is still okay, but it's not ideal. I think we're actually supposed to get 8 hours of sleep at night, and it actually varies. Like, so I've actually done like a sleep quiz, and that sleep quiz showed me that I'm actually supposed to get about like 9 hours of sleep a night, which is like, to literally do that, I would literally have to go to bed at like 9 o'clock, which is just with my life and my kind of like busy schedule right now. That's kind of hard. So I kind of shoot for about 10. And even then, that doesn't always happen. But guys, I feel like sleep is one of the biggest investments that you can make in yourself, because it really is just important to get like your optimal like brain functioning, your health, longevity of life, memory. Like, it's literally good for so much, but so many of us as like adults and like teenagers. I mean, I'm an adult. I'm an adult. I am in my 20s. But even as a teen, I didn't do the best, I feel like, of getting a lot of sleep. As young people, I feel like in general, we do not sleep enough. I feel like we're just like, oh, sleep is for the weak. I'll sleep when I'm old or whatever. Or some people maybe have that mentality, but bruh, like, fix your sleep schedule now. Like, sleep, honestly, it can cause actually a lot of health issues if you're not getting a reasonable amount of sleep at night. So yeah, I would encourage you, maybe take a sleep quiz like I did, and just see like what would actually be a good amount of time for you to sleep at night, and try to work on getting into a schedule of that, because I feel like I'm actually much happier, and I'm rambling a little bit, but I'm actually just much happier of a person as well when I go to sleep at the same time every night and when I wake up at the same time every day. So yeah, that's one thing I'm hoping to work on this fall. Another thing that I'm hoping to work on is having a solid morning routine. And I have to say, I'm very thankful. I've done a relatively decent job at this, and that's only thanks to the Father, God, that I'm doing this. But I wake up pretty much. I put my alarm clock at the other side of my room, so I have to physically get up every morning and turn it off. So I get up at the same time every day. I brush my teeth, wash my face, do my skincare, um, fix my hair, do my makeup if I'm gonna put a little bit of makeup on for the day. And I try to actually eat breakfast now, and take like my supplements, vitamins. So I have actually a pretty relatively decent morning routine, and I try to spend time with the Lord too. I actually want to perfect it even more, to where I have more time to do the things that I want to do, and do the things to help, set my day up for success. But yeah, having a solid morning routine, I feel like, has gone a long way. Just with, just with having setting my life in a positive direction. So yeah, I would encourage you, try to have a good solid morning routine of things that are going to be like good to help set you up for the rest of the day, and just things will be good to put you in like a good mood going forward for the rest of the day. So I want to continue to have a solid morning routine, and honestly to even work on the morning routine I have now to just make it something where I have more time to do even more things that I would like to do and would be beneficial for me. Number 5, we just kind of talked about this, but I want to have a solid, kind of talked about this. I want to have a solid night routine, and also like kind of a relaxing night routine. It really is nice to be just in kind of a position where I love being cozy. I think that's one of the reasons I like fall so much, is because I love just the feeling of just like coziness, like a nice candle, a nice cup of tea, a fuzzy blanket, a warm sweater. I love that. That's kind of like my vibe. I love summer too, but I also love fall because I just love coziness. So in that same vein, I kind of want to have a more of a cozy night routine if I can. Sometimes I'm busy and I'm out of the house and I don't make it back. So like maybe 9 or 10. So it's like maybe harder for me to do that. But on my days where I have more time and I'm at the house, I really want to start incorporating things in my night routine, like reading for pleasure before I go to bed. So a nice book that I know is going to be enjoyable for me and will help me to wind down. I want to work on journaling more. So talking about the release list. I think that would be really something good for me to do at night, as a way just to kind of clear my head, clear my thoughts, and ultimately help me get ready and prepare myself for, going to sleep and having a good night's sleep. So I want to start incorporating more of kind of a cozy nighttime routine. Tip number 6 is I want to start eating breakfast. So this kind of goes more along the lines of having a solid morning routine. So this time last year, actually, I was not doing the best job of taking care of my health, and I wasn't getting enough calories, and it actually showed up for me in some like health things. And so yeah, that's why I want to encourage all of us, everyone who's like younger than me or like around my age ish, really take time to like actually eat enough, because I know when you're like kind of a busy adult or even a busy college student, sometimes it's really easy to forget to eat. And so I just was in a season of my life where I was working out a decent amount, but I wasn't eating enough calories. Probably wasn't sleeping right. And so probably my hormones too were kind of all over the place. I just wasn't cherishing and taking care of the body that the Lord has given me. And so one way I want to do that this coming fall is by trying to have breakfast. And a way I want to do that is by meal prepping. I know like eggs are really good for a lot of people. I feel really good. Like when I eat eggs, I like to eat eggs with like vegetables. So sometimes I'll make an egg scramble with like spinach, and maybe I'll eat like a piece of bread or something on the side. And that's just really filling and satisfying for me. So I really want to do a better job of meal prepping, maybe before, because I don't know, sometimes I got to get up and I got to go. So that I don't have to cook in the morning, I really would like to maybe just meal prep like a big thing of like eggs and start eating that in the morning as just, a way to cherish my body and to fuel my body, and just to get me on the trajectory of success for the rest of the day moving forward. So I want to start eating breakfast in the morning. Number 7 along those same lines is I want to start taking like my vitamins and my supplements and like different fluids that I like to take early in the morning. So I have supplements that I take on a daily basis. Some supplements I have to take with food. So if I don't eat until like noon, that means I can't take those particular supplements until noon because I haven't had a meal. And so kind of to deal with that, because I know I feel better when I take those particular supplements, I want to go ahead and eat breakfast, and then kind of like the next thing on top of that habit or under that habit, I want to take my supplements. So that way, they're already in my system, and I already, don't have to worry about if there are supplements that I only take once a day. I won't have to worry about taking those supplements. And if they're the supplements that I take with food, it's like I've already had them in my system in the beginning of the day. So that way I'm going to start the day feeling probably better than I would feel had I waited to take my supplements later in the day at noon, like when I eat my first meal, if lunch is my first meal. So I want to do a good job about taking my supplements and my fluids and just my vitamins first thing in the morning. Tip number 8 is I want to drink enough water a day. I have not been the best at doing this, which is so sad because I spend a lot of my time outside, and because of that I sweat, and because of that I'm sometimes not refueling my body with the water that is, leaving my body. So I want to do a better job about just drinking enough water. And a way that kind of helps me is like having a water bottle that's relatively like big. So I have this one, I keep it at work, and then I also have another mini water bottle that I keep in my backpack. So having two has actually really been effective for me. So yeah, I would say figure out any way that works for you to help drink more water. Another tip is someone told me, or I read somewhere, is even if you're not thirsty, like just drink 2 sips of water and then likely you'll drink more. I try to do that when I think about, I haven't drank a lot of water. I don't want the water maybe right now, but I'm just going to drink 2 sips. And then a lot of times that leads to like me drinking a lot more. Another thing too, is it really helps me to like drink more water. Maybe this is weird, but it helps me to drink more water when it's warm. I don't know, sometimes when it's cold, I don't. Every now and again, I crave cold water, but sometimes if it's warm, it's easier for me just to kind of like chug that. And it's actually pretty good for your digestion system too, to drink warm water. I also like to add like lemon and sometimes honey in there too. I actually like to drink that at the beginning of my day, and it helps me feel a lot better throughout the day. It's really good for my digestive system. It's just, yeah, I feel like my days always go better when I drink lemon water at the beginning of the day. So that's also something that has really been helpful for me and I want to continue doing. So yeah, moving right along. Number 9 is I want to work on, y'all pray for me when it comes to this one, but I really want to have a cleanup routine. Specifically, I think I'd like to maybe have like kind of a reset day around like Saturday. I know a lot of people do their Sundays, but I don't know, I think it'd be nice to like maybe do it like if I have time or if we're not doing anything, like Saturday morning, afternoon, and just kind of like tidying up and cleaning up and then resting Saturday night and then also resting Sunday. But I feel it's like I'm getting older now. So I'm just like, okay, I'm getting I'm getting too old to the point where I'm just like I can just like let my living space look any kind of way. But even if you're young, it's like it's just important to have a tidy space, to cherish the space that the Lord has given you. And so I want to do a better job of honoring the space that the Lord's giving me by just keeping it tidy, because I know honestly if it's tidy, even mentally, I just feel more clear when my space is clear. Um Sometimes it doesn't always look clear, but I think it's just a good habit to have. It's just keeping your space tidy. I feel like there's been other studies done on that as well. It's just like if your space is tidy, if your bed is made, it's just kind of can equate to success in other areas. So I want to do a better job of just having my space be tidy. And last but not least, number 10, I really want to grow in my social connections this fall. Yeah, so I'm kind of living in a new city. I've been in the city for a little over a year now. But I feel like even with that being said, I still feel like I want to develop just more healthy social connections in this season of my life. Yeah, I was like watching a video today, and basically this girl was talking about like ways to survive your 20s, and she just was basically sharing how sometimes we don't want to go about making different social connections. We don't want to go about leaving our house or going to that social event or going to that function. But she's just basically saying that when you get to the point where you're not in college anymore, like when you're now a working adult in your 20s or even older than that, even in your 30s, you don't have the structure typically as much anymore that typically you've had in other seasons of life, that typically kind of provides you with those social connections. So when you're in college, like you kind of have your college community. When you have high school, you have your high school community. But then when you exit that, you kind of don't have that in the same way anymore. You have work, which is, and work can be a good place actually to make friends, but it's still like it's a different setting, because obviously when you're at work, like your focus is on working. So it's still, of course, like a little bit different than being in like more of a setting of like a college environment or a high school environment where you don't have exactly the same priorities that you later will have like as a working adult. So I really want to take the time to grow in just my social connections and do that in the Lord ultimately. Not in and of myself, but just be open to doing different things in the Lord and to loving the people around me in the Lord, and just making connections with the people the Lord has placed in my life, and letting Him kind of like lead me in how to do that. So anyway, I think that's all I got for you guys. If you ended up enjoying this video, if you're blessed by it in any way, pretty please, if you could, give it a big old thumbs up for me. I'd really appreciate that a whole lot. And if you like this channel, if you've enjoyed it, if you've enjoyed hanging out today, pretty please subscribe so that you don't miss out when I upload other videos. And if you like this style, if you're excited about the fall, please let me know in the comment sections below. And anyway, guys, that's all I have. Until next time, remember that you're fearfully and wonderfully made. I love you guys. Bye.